So if you've been on my Twitter recently or in the past couple of months, you may have seen that I somehow have made it to a point in my life where I do a lot of camping and complain bitterly about the camping all the time. This is because, ladies, gents and non-binary folk, I have decided that as a hobby, because I am an adult, I'm going to go LARPing. So this video is a little bit about what is LARP, the kind of LARP that I do, advice for people who may be interested in getting into LARP but don't know where to start, or maybe you're worried about it. I'm making this video basically to just talk about it because I think it's such a fun, stupid, so stupid, but fun hobby. And I want to put people's like minds at ease almost if you like want to go but you're not quite sure about it. This is kind of a video for you as well. So LARP stands for live action roleplay. Basically LARP is when you and a bunch of people, can be 5, can be 5,000, all come together and basically roleplay the same collective imagination or vision or world. So you can have LARPs that are like vampire LARPs where all of you are acting out and essentially improvising as if you're in a world where you're all vampires, for instance. You can get a Thurian LARP where all of you are members of like Knights of the Round Table or peasants or the king himself. Or it's like the type of LARP where I do, which is a festival LARP where all 2,000 to 4,000 people come together and everyone's in the same sort of shared world or universe and everyone has their own stuff going on, but within the context of the same shared sort of vision, as it were. Best way I can describe it is like playing a video game in real life, doing improvised acting with a whole bunch of people, and also just drinking in a field with your friends. That's the basic structure of LARPing. Like I said, there's like a whole different variety of LARPing that you can do, but the type of LARPing that I do and my boyfriend does, and there is now like 9 or 10 of us who all go LARPing together, but the type of LARPing that we do is something called Festival LARP, and specifically it's Empire LARP run by the company Profound Decisions. Festival LARP is when there is a larger number of you, so like I said, between sort of 2,000 to 4,000 people, and Empire specifically is that you're all playing in the same world, which is sort of quasi-fantasy medieval world, and everyone's playing as a person in one of these 9 nations. These nations span from people who are like Dawn, which are like your more stereotypical sort of Thorian Golden Age knights, to Wintermarkers, which is what me and all my friends are, which is think like the Rohirrim from Tolkien with more Nordic influences as well, so like cold, icy boys. You can play as an orc, who's a person who dresses up in prosthetics full time, looks like an orc from Lord of the Rings. They're badass people. So everyone does this together and it's about 2 to 3 days in a campsite in Dadford. And the place is divided into an in-character area, which is like the center of the campsite, which is all filled with canvas bell tents, and there's like a pubs and shops and different places within the Empire, like the military council and the library. And there's an out of character section which is on the outskirts where people, if they've got normal modern tents, can pitch their tents. You can have a break if you want, you can relax, but everything within that in character area from 9 AM till about 2 AM in the morning is all in character. So everything that's done and said in there is in character, is within this world. It's a complicated idea to kind of grasp if you've never done LARPing before, but the best way I can describe it is exactly that. Essentially playing a video game in real life, improvising with as many other people as possible. So within the context of this world, and a question that I get asked a lot when I tell people that I do LARPing is, what in a day do you do? What do you do? Unlike video games, where the story kind of revolves completely around you, like you are the Dragonborn, you are the chosen one, you are the savior of the known world, LARPing is a lot more weirdly and annoyingly, but also interestingly like real life. You can come in and, you know, you will be probably like a basic ass, like starting character, and you're gonna make your way in this world just like you have to do in the real world. So the more you put yourself out there, the more opportunities you get. And these opportunities can include getting involved in a variety of different things. You can want to be a warrior if you want, in which case there's a bunch of battles that go on which involve real armor. Can I show you my chainmail? I'm gonna show you my chainmail, but it's fucking heavy. Oh, you can't see how heavy this is. but it's really, really heavy. I do now own chainmail. This is my chainmail. Yes, it's oily. Yes, it's heavy. No, it's not comfortable. And look, now I've just got chainmail oil on my hands. That gets on you everywhere. So that's, you know, fun. I'm gonna put this down. Oh my god. So you could be a warrior, in which case you can get involved with all of the battles that go on. So these are kind of 200, 300 aside battles with fake weaponry, but real armor, and everyone's gonna fight it out like you would do in a normal battle. You can go on skirmishes, which are like smaller versions of that, versus the enemy, the evil orcs. In Empire, there's this very strict religion that everyone is abiding to, or not. You could not abide to that at all and be a heretic and get caught for it and use that as your gameplay. But there's this strict religion that you can get involved with. You could become a priest and then go around talking to people about this religion. You become a member of the political system in this game, the merchant like system in this game. You can make things in the real world, like some of my friends who are members of my hall, so people in my little gang basically. They're making mittens, they're making like seals. We're also making our own in-game written smut, so that's fun as well. You could be an assassin, you could be a member of the in-world police, you could be a normal person. Within the constraints of the game world, you can be whatever it is you want to be. The game is exactly what you make of it. But then the side of that is you've got to put your money where your mouth is. You can't come in and be like, I'm the best fighter that anyone has ever seen and I'm the chosen one, because people are going to be like, all right, then go fight me. Show me how you fight. And if you're shit, then people are gonna be like, well, you were fucking lying then, weren't you? So you kind of have to play to your real world strengths and basically do what you enjoy. If you can do it in the outside world, you can do it on the inside world. There's also a lot of very like technical things that happen in the game in order for everyone to be on the same sort of playing field, as it were. Yes, there is things like hit points and you can only get damaged at certain times before you die. If you die, you do die. That is it. You cannot come back after that point. You have to make a different character and be a completely different person. No one is coming back from the dead. You are dead. Yes, there is an in-game sort of monetary value system. There is things that every single player is requested to do, like monster battles. So for example, putting on an orc mask, which they give you, and then running around playing the baddie for a battle, what have you. So these are all things that make the game technically work, but I won't talk about that unless people really want me to break it down for them, in which case comment down below. But these are all things that kind of keep the game moving and keep the game even for all of the players. That's the basic tenets of what is LARP and how you do it, or at least the specific type of LARP that I do. But there are also a bunch of other questions that I get asked by people if they are interested in LARP but are scared to go or not quite sure how to do it. One thing I get asked a lot is how much preparation do I need to do before my first game if I am gonna go? In terms of kit and costuming, generally the rule is anything from the neck to your ankles has to be in keeping with the game's world. So on the Empire LARP website, there is a Wikipedia with all of the details you need to know for your costume brief as a nation. So take Wintermark, for example, as I said. Our influences are basically like Nordic and Saxon, and so your costume has to reflect this. I've made my own kit. The photos that I have I will put up now, but there is no photography or technology in the world, apart from obvious things like if you have an electric wheelchair or something. But all of the kit that we wear is made by us, or people have bought stuff online. There is really cheap ways of doing it. People are not allowed to criticize your kit if you're an early player. That's just one of the rules, spoken and unspoken. If you just want to try it out, go for it. As long as it's vaguely passable for your nation's brief, then it's fine. Again, have a read of the wiki, see what it says, try and fit it as much as possible. You can have normal shoes. I do wear walking boots the entire time because over the course of one of the weekends, I had my pace tracker on underneath my shirt and I walked 46,000 steps in 3 days. So yes, walking boots are important. In terms of like stuff you need to know about the world in the game, basic knowledge that you need to have is whatever your nation's history and customs are. So say for example you are in Wintermark like us, you'd have to have a look at the history of Wintermark page on the Wikipedia and maybe have a look at some of the customs, which is also on the Wikipedia, just so you have a sense of like what people are talking about in your immediate surroundings and you can kind of join in on the conversation. Apart from those two things, honestly, how long is a piece of string? So Empire is well known for having a very long, very detailed lore and history and customs for each one of the 9 nations. So basically, you can research as much or as little as you like, and that may be in keeping for your character. If your character's grown up on a farm in the middle of nowhere, then it makes sense that they wouldn't know anything about the other nations. But I personally have found that it's been really useful learning a lot about other different nations, and also having a look on the Wikipedia page for the most recent goings on. So basically what's happening in the world, like big political events and stuff, just so you can have an opinion in conversations and you can understand what people are talking about. Again, none of this really is important unless you've played it for a couple of games and you really want to get involved. If you just want to have a taste, like I said, basic shirt, basic knowledge, just go and have a look, have a go, and it's fine. There's honestly no pressure to do something that is completely out of your comfort zone, or indeed completely out of your bank account either. Comfort zone is another thing that I've heard a lot of people ask me about. So a lot of people are maybe going to LARP by themselves for the first time, and in which case they want to know how easy is it for first time on their own players to do it. One of the things I will say is the people who I've met through LARPing have genuinely been some of the most lovely, welcoming people I've ever met. And a lot of the way that the game is made facilitate people being open and friendly and wanting to help new people. 90% of the people that I've made friends with during this game, I have literally met on the day there, and people just take you in. They're like, right, you're now part of us. You will find people to hang out with if you're there on your own. Honestly, people can see new players first time. You can see it because you're kind of like, it's a lot to take in, and people will come and they will help you. It is one of the most welcoming places I've ever been because everyone's been in your shoes. And with that, those shoes are that the first time you do it, it is fucking terrifying and it's confusing and you don't know what's going on. Every single person, myself included, every single person who has ever done LARP, especially with something like Empire, which the scale of it is so big, has had the first weekend freak out or the first night freak out. What's going on? I don't know anything. What are these people saying? Do I even know what I'm doing? What's my name again? I can't remember. First time freak out is genuinely a thing and it's genuinely fine. I promise. It is totally normal to spend the first evening or first event or first few events wandering around just being like, I don't know what's happening. As long as you know that's okay and that's normal and that you're not doing anything wrong, it's fine, I promise. Try not to get too worried about it because I assure you, every single person has been through the exact same thing. Doesn't matter how good they may look now, everyone's been through the same thing. And the other question that I get a lot is how much do you have to actually have a character? So someone who is separate to you, or how much do people stay in character whilst playing? A lot of the time people do tend to stay in character, and that character may be incredibly similar to you. My character right now, Isa, she's called Isa, hello, that is me, I am her. She's basically me. She's a little bit more closed off than me, she's a little bit more fearsome than me, but I'm basically playing myself, and that's fine. If you want to play a character, hell, with a different accent, who's completely different to you, you go for it. People love that shit. And also, if you just want to play yourself, that's fine too. When it's time in, so when it is within the designated hours and the designated space of the in-game world, people don't really break character. But again, a lot of the time people are just acting as themselves, so don't be too stressed out. Just don't go basically talking about your phone like whilst in the middle of something, because people will be like, what? And the last thing is that genuinely it is fun and people are brilliant and so lovely and come from a range of spectrums of places, of ages, of races. Nerds come from everywhere and they are of all different walks of life. Give it a go. I will also say, so one of the things that Empire do is that if you are a first time player, you can get £15 off your first time playing if you have like a code or a link. So I have one of those links and it is down in the description below. I also get some money off of it, so you know, if you want to help me, to help you, to help me, come do it. I will also say, you know, if you want to come LARPing and you do see me, do come say hey. Like, it's fine. The code is We've met on the road to Anvil. Anvil is the in-game town that the LARP is set. So as long as you're like, we met on the road to Anvil, then I'll know. Honestly, it's one of the best things I've ever done. I will be making another video, probably with Pete, my boyfriend, and we will be discussing some of our favourite moments so you get a sense of what it's like actually like to be playing. So if you guys are interested in that, please do let me know. If you've got any more questions, do let me know down in the comments below. I will see you very soon. Okay, bye.